Welcome my dudes to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and we're back with a Muslim game. So spawning in the north side of the map, in the colour green, we have a Muslim, and he's going to be playing the Abbasid dynasty for us today. In the south side of the map, in the colour light blue, we have Crackety here, who's on the famous Chinese. So already off with the classic mill onto, or struggler tree onto mill onto sheep, supervising up that food. We're on the map Lipany today, and we've actually got quite a normal spawn. We've got a bit of a cliffy part over here. Usually with Lipany, it's like dry Arabia or it's like hill and dale, but today we've actually got, I would say, a pretty normal spawn, which is quite rare to see. But yeah, we'll have to see how Muslim looks to play this. Playing the Abbasid dynasty. Definitely good with his Abbasid dynasty. Seen it quite a bit lately. Definitely doing very well. But the same regards with Crackety. Crackety's main civilization here is the Chinese. So we'll have to see what he does today. Let's have a look at how many scouts. Only one for Crackety. Interesting. Very rarely do we see only one scout openings. But Crackety deciding to do that today. Definitely interesting indeed. We see the Muslim. Only one scout as well. Okay. Have we gone back to the one scout meta? Like we were at the beginning of Age of Empires 4? Okay, interesting. Fun fact, guys. When I played the closed beta, I suggested opening 2 scouts. And everyone laughed. Everyone laughed. They were like, no, don't waste your food on scouts. And this is when scouts were like 50 food and only took 20 seconds to build. Now look at them here. 70 food, 25 seconds. So maybe this is why. The recent change to scouts with the 5+ seconds, maybe it's just not worth going for that second scout anymore. But in the closed beta days and, you know, launch of Age of Empires 4, it definitely was worth it going for 2 scouts. But we're seeing it less and less now. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that one develops over time. We see Muslim going up with the economic wing, as expected. How have we ever seen an Abbasid dynasty player not go up with the economic wing to H2? I really want to see the military wing become viable. I feel like it could just be so much fun. I think if they changed boot camp to affect like all units, so including cavalry, because Abbasid love to go for that horseman plus camel archer. I feel like that could just be so much fun. Like imagine having horsemen with extra health and camel archers. It would make an Abbasid dynasty mirror so interesting. Especially if one person went for like fresh foodstuffs and the other one went for boot camp. That'd be absolutely awesome. But we definitely need to see some changes here to the Age 2 Abbasid dynasty wing. We see Crackety over here. 1 villager on the Imperial Academy. Interesting. So not deciding to go with the Barbican first. Deciding to go up with the Imperial Academy first. With only 1 villager. Interesting. I guess he knows what Muslim will be up to, going for that 2-town centre play. You don't really have to rush up the second, or the first landmark. I would assume Crackety is going to go for that Song dynasty. You can already see here, he's sort of macroing towards it. Barbican could be placed, I mean, he could go for a bit of an aggressive Barbican, maybe. Or he could just secure up this gold mine over here. We'll have to see what he decides to do. But he's got enough resources for it now. Let's see where he decides to place it. It's all the way up here. Okay, so it is by this gold mine. Definitely a good position right there. And we see the Muslim is going to be heading over onto that stone mine. The Muslim has enough for that fresh foodstuffs. He's probably going to be grabbing it immediately. Or not. There we go. Finally grabbing the upgrade. Also grabbing wheelbarrow at the same time. Definitely a couple upgrades he definitely wants. Now going on to that stone. So we'll have to see what Crackety decides to go for here. Is he going to be going for that early aggression, or is he going to be booming up as well? Because it's the Abbasid dynasty. You know they're going to be going for that 2-town centers. Very, very rarely do you see Abbasid stay on 1. And we see Crackety, he's going to be on the Song dynasty. So his town center is going to be worth 1.5 times a regular town center. So, you know, if maybe he's going on to stone, you know, this could be a second town center from Crackety. And a second town center from the Chinese, when in Song Dynasty, is actually a third town center. So he could be ahead of the Muslim, despite being on the same amount of town centers. And this is probably why China's just a better civilization than Abbasid. They can just do everything they do, but just slightly better, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Abbasid Dynasty still feel really weak to me, but we'll have to see how this game plays out. The Muslim might have something up his sleeve. One of the best players in the game on the Abbasid Dynasty, so I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. Now deciding to go for another scout from the stable. That's interesting. We'll have to see how that one plays out. We do hear quite a bit of typing in the chat. It's always funny whenever I watch a The Muslim versus Crackety game, I always hear so much typing. And if you guys ever watch a Crackety or a The Muslim live stream, you'll always see them typing to each other. It's so funny. I really wish we had we could watch it on the UI, because what they talk about sometimes is just hilarious. It's usually just Crackety talking about some random stuff, but yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully that can get added in the future. Like, come on, Age of Empires. Surely we can see in-game messages. Have a look, see if we can see. Second town center is going to be placed on top of this deer patch over here for the Muslim. 7 bills being pulled for that. Are we going to see a third town center from the Muslim? No, we do not. Oh, no, we do. He just moaned. Moaned? Jesus Christ. Mined. He mined 600 stone right there. And he's going to be placing that third town center on the other deer patch. And we see Crackety over here. His second town center is going to be on top of this other deer patch. We see the Muslim being a real pain here with the deer. Crackety doing a good job, though, keeping them nearby. So, they're actually on the same amount of town centers right here. Crackety's going to be on 2. With that Song Dynasty, going to be 3. And the Muslim is going to be on 3 town centers. But the Muslim does have fresh foodstuffs. So, he's going to be able to... You know, he's got cheaper villagers. Whereas Crackety didn't have to pay for that third town center. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. We'll have to see if Crackety now decides to go for a bit of a castle age or stick to H2. We see both resource counts are very, very low at the moment. Both looking to really just boom up. And Crackety's in a nice position here with this Barbican right at the front of the base. I mean, this is why the Chinese is just so good. Like, people say, oh, but getting to Song Dynasty is like building the third town center. It's not, because you get a super buff tower, you get an Imperial Academy, which you can produce Imperial officials out of, and you still don't have to build the third town center, which is like free idle, less idle time. I really do think the Chinese are such a good civilization at the moment. And we actually see Chukanu being produced from Crackety here. He's going to be supervising up the archery range. So he's going to be able to produce these super quickly. And he's looking to pick up a few of his upgrades here as well. Steeled Arrow especially. I mean, Steeled Arrow is a must with the Chukanu. Like, they shoot 3 arrows at a time. This upgrade is effectively a +3 damage for these guys. It's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, we'll have to see what Crackety decides to do here. He's building up a ram. So maybe looking to try and take out this other town center. And we see here for the Muslim, he has no army. He's got 1 horseman, sure, but what's that going to do against this massive Chukanu? So the Muslim's definitely going to have to invest in some more production buildings shortly. Otherwise, this town center is going to be in some danger. This other town center is quite far away. I mean, Crackety could look to try and take out this one as well, but it's quite far away. Could leave him a bit vulnerable. And we see the Muslim's now going to be aging up. He's going for that fast castle. Going to be going up with the culture wing, as expected. Wow, okay. So, Crackety really looking to put on the pressure here. He's got 2 spearmen out at the moment. He's definitely going to need some more with these horsemen. But he's looking in a great position right here. 2 Imperial officials are currently supervising up these 2 production buildings. Take a look at Crackley's resources right now. He's still grabbing his upgrades in as well. Grabbing Iron Undermesh. I mean, I guess that's what you need against Town Center fire. But Crackley now really looking to push in. And there's not a lot the Muslim can do. He's going to be losing this town center. That's going to be 700 resources down the drain. And that could be 9 villagers as well down the drain. If Crackley needs to pull his army over here. Bit of an engagement going off right now. The Muslim's going to be losing a few horsemen right there. This is going to be a ton of villagers going down. Crackley pulling his units over here. He knows where the villagers are going to pop out. They're going to pop out right here. There they are. There they are. So the Muslim going to be losing quite a few villagers right now. And they're on the same amount of town centers. So many villagers going down right there. Let's have a look at the villager count. We see Crackley is ahead by 7 vills. And he's ahead by a town center right now. The only thing the Muslim has going for him at the moment is that he's about to be an age ahead. He's currently building stables. I don't know if stables are the right option. Men-at-arms right here would be very decent. They would pretty much deal with everything here. But lancers aren't too bad, especially as Crackley doesn't have too many spears. But I think Crackley knows what's on the way. He's building quite a few spears right now. And the 3rd ram is coming down. The castle age comes in for the Muslim. These horsemen are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage towards these rams. Because of the new melee thing that they do to them. I say it's new. It's like been quite a while now, but yeah, definitely a lot of damage can be done onto these rams right here from the horsemen. The Muslim gonna have to idle more villagers right now. 13 villagers are gonna be idled. Definitely not what the Muslim wants right now, especially being in the villager deficit right now. 3 rams for Crackley, doing a lot of damage, just slowly burning down these houses. I think Crackley's gonna have to pull back. He hasn't got many spearmen. I think the Muslim has been, he's been targeting fire on those spearmen. 4 stables are out for the Muslim, looking to go into mass lancers. Definitely what he needs right now. So doing a really good job peppering down the spearmen, leaving only 2 canoe left, which the lancers are going to be able to do a lot of damage to. We see Crackley still happily on 2 town centers, the equivalent of 3. We have even more production being dropped right now as well, constantly producing units. He needs more spearmen though. These knights are going to be doing a lot of damage otherwise. We do have 10 spearmen. Spearmen definitely going to be doing a good job. No horseman upgrade yet from the Muslim. We have it coming in. No, we don't. Not yet. And Crackley just doing such a good job over here. Pushing away 14 villagers right there. 14 villagers still sit in the town center as well. Crackley not looking in a good position at all. 14 vills here, 14 vills in the town center, more vills being idled over here. The Muslims pulling in like no economy right now. The Muslims looking to do a bit of a counter-attack, but the amount of damage Crackley's going to be doing right here is huge. 3 rams on all of this production, that is so much damage onto the Muslims' eco right now. 14 vills still inside of the town center as well. And the Muslims not going to be able to do too much. Because Crackley can just mass up a little mass at home. He's got the Barbican of the Sun here. And there's not a lot the Muslim's going to be able to do. He's pulling back home now. But look at the amount of damage that Crackley's done. He's just taking out so many buildings right here. That's so much wood for the Muslim. And the Muslim currently has the villager deficit by 14 villagers. And that's only going to increase as time goes on. Crackley doing a great job here. Only 10 spearmen though, and this is quite a big mass. The Muslims might be able to actually... He might actually be able to wipe this. This could be really bad for Crackley. He hasn't got many spears. I think the lancers here are going to be able to kill these spearmen. Shukanu trying to do as much damage as they can, but I think this is a bit of a wipe for Crackley. But Crackley's done a great job so far. I mean, if these rams can take out another house or 2... They're definitely going to be worth the money. I mean, like, look at the amount of things that have been taken out here. Definitely worth it for Crackley. Crackley now just needs to age up behind this, and he'll be in a great position. We have no age up in sight yet for Crackley. He's got so much wood. 44 villagers on wood. Jesus Christ, Crackley. And you're floating 1,000s of it as well. But he is going into a bit of a farm transition at the moment. Something that the Muslim is going to need to be aware of. He has not transitioned at all yet into farms. He's got some berries over here left. A little bit here as well. But after that, he's going to need to start transitioning. And Crackety is already there. And we already see a huge, massive spearman here for Crackety. Lots of knights going to be going down here for the Muslim. If Crackety can age up behind this, he'll be in a really, really good position. But that's the thing with the Chinese. They don't have to age up. I feel like they can just sort of stay in age 2 and just happily chill. They've got the granaries. They've got the Chukanu. But an age up still would be nice for that siege. But we'll have to see. Lancers are going to be committing suicide yet again. Pulling away this time just in time. And we see a bit of a keep drop coming down from the Muslim. Age up coming through from Crackety. I assume it's going to be the Clockwork Tower. It is. Astronomical Clock Tower is going to be going down here in the base of Crackety. The keep should be going up with the Muslim. Not really any sort of pressure coming out from Crackety on that yet. So the Muslim's going to be in an alright position at the moment. Let's take a look at the vill count. Crackety almost 100 villagers. 20 ahead of the Muslim right now. Crackety reaches the castle age. I mean, Nesta B, I mean, to be honest, probably just trebuchet. Just grab a trebuchet and slowly push forwards. I don't think there's a lot the Muslim can do. He's got lancers, but with this amount of spears, especially if these are upgraded as well. Let's see if the upgrade's coming through. Where do you see the veterancy upgrade for the spearmen coming through? 2 more rams are going to be built. I don't think rams are really what Crackety needs right here, to be honest. Something more like a trebuchet would be really nice with this keep here, defending so much of this this land right here. I mean, if this goes down, 60 vills right here that are going to have to relocate somewhere else. Okay, I thought the Muslim was aging up again. It's always quite misleading when you see that little bar there. But he's grabbing medical centers, so he's going to be able to heal up his army that sits around the keep here. So we see the villagers there being healed up. Where is his army though? Oh, it's around here at the moment. He might want to go and heal that up. But not really much of an army for the Muslim. He's going into some archers and crossbow. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if that's what the Muslim needs. Like, I mean, mangonels would do probably decent in this position with Crackety's composition. But then again, I'm not a professional, so we'll have to see. But definitely a lot of spearmen here for Crackety. We see Crackety massive score lead right now. 1,500 score lead. The Muslims gonna have to relocate all of these villagers. So many villagers having to just be idled there. 3 rams are out. We still see no sort of trebuchet coming out from Crackety. A trebuchet would be so nice in this position. Just slowly try and take these things out. And the lancers aren't going to be able to do a lot because these spearmen can just sit back and just protect the trebuchets. But still many rams coming out from Crackety. Just looking to try and take out as much production buildings as possible from the Muslim. Bit of an archer mass building for the Muslim. The Muslim looking to just try and pick off all of the reinforcements coming through. But there are quite a lot of reinforcements right here, and the Muslim's going to be losing a lot of lancers right there, especially with the Barbican fire behind as well. We see Crackety's really looking to try and push into the base here. 4 rams are now out. We have 13 Chukanu, 6 crossbow, and 15 spearmen out here as well. Crossbow, definitely a nice choice up against the composition coming out from the Muslim. These knights are definitely going to be taking quite a bit of damage from this composition. Is Crackety going for a bit of a landmark snipe? I mean, both landmarks are here. He might be able to do it. Yeah, is he going to be able to do this? I mean, oh, we do have 2 mangonels coming out from the Muslim now. This is definitely what we need to see out of the Muslim. And I think he's going to be able to do it just in time. The first mangonel is up. He needs to send this straight away because this is a huge amount of mass. This is a huge mass right here. The House of Wisdom is on half health already. Lancers aren't going to be doing too much. Both mangonels are up. What are they doing though? They need to get up here faster. The House of Wisdom is going to be going down shortly. First bit of damage going off onto those battering rams. The House of Wisdom is on fire. So much damage being done right there. Crackly now pushing forwards onto the mangonels right here with his spearman. That's going to be a lot of... He manages to... Crackly avoiding the mangonel shots right there. Both mangonels are going to be going down here. Another shot comes up from the mangonel. So much damage onto the Chukanu. But is it enough? I mean, look at the vills being pulled here from the Muslim. The Muslim doesn't have a lot of wood left in the bank. And the House of Wisdom is going to be going down. 400 health, 500 health. I think it's going to be going down, and then all that's left is the town center. The House of Wisdom's gone down. Crackly's mass here is just absolutely huge. Still 4 battering rams left. If he focuses down this town center right now, Crackly could take the win right here. He's got a huge villager lead right now as well. Head by around 23 villagers, and still a huge amount of mass here for Crackly. Veteran archers for the Muslim aren't going to be doing too well up against the veteran Chukanu out of Crackly. And the town center's on half health. The Muslim needs to try and repair up this town center. He needs to pull more vills. He's pulling another 21 villagers over here. That's going to be so many dead vills. Crackly just constantly reinforcing over here. 4 battering rams onto this town center. The vills are being pulled to try and take out the battering rams. But is it enough? 1,000 health on the town center. The Muslim might be able to hold. 3 rams. Oh, I think he might be able to do it. The Muslim's going to run out of wood though. He's almost out of wood. 2 rams remaining. Insufficient wood for the Muslim. 800 health. 600 health. 1 ram left. The Muslim bought some wood. I think he's alright. And a keep now goes down at the front here for the Muslim. Wow. That was so close. But Crackly is going to have to pull back now. He's got the Palace Guard out. Palace Guard could be the game changer here. Well, I say the game changer. I mean, I'm pretty sure Crackly is in the winning position right here. But Palace Guard, I think, are going to secure up the victory here. The Muslim, the battering ram is still up here. That was insanely close for the Muslim. We see Crackly now pulling out a clock tower, counterweight trebuchet. It barely fits on here. I've never noticed that. It barely fits on there. But he's definitely going to look to try and finish up the town center. I mean, the Muslim kind of wants to try and repair up the town center first, to be honest. Then deal with the House of Wisdom after. Because you need to fully repair the House of Wisdom to be able to have it as a landmark, a victory landmark at least. 2 trebuchets are out right now. And an Esther B. Nesta B definitely going to be doing some work up against the archer mass of the Muslim. But speaking of archer mass, it's not really a mass anymore, to be honest, especially when you're up against Palace Guard, Crossbow, Chukanu. And where are the trebuchets? 3 trebuchets out. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of trebuchets. Yeah, this keep is definitely going to be going down. And as soon as that goes down, the town center is going to be going down as well. Crackly just able to run into the base right here. He's got his upgrades in as well, so he's just going to be able to try and take out these vills. Look at this villager mass for the Muslim. He has no farm transition either. This is definitely not a good spot for the Muslim. I think he can commit to this. He might lose a trebuchet here, but that's alright. The amount of damage that's being put onto the Muslim right now is huge. Nesta B's here as well. I mean, these Lancers just take out these trebuchets so quickly. It's kind of crazy how much damage Lancers are able to do to trebuchets. I mean, have a look at the score difference right there. Crackly's just way ahead. China in this point in the game are just so good. Like, look at this. Look how beautiful that is. And good game gets called. Fair enough by the Muslim. He knew that he wouldn't be able to hold out. He didn't have the right infrastructure. So there you guys go. China takes another victory. Hopefully you did enjoy this. If you did, please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.